Hello and namaste. My name is Pukhraj and I'm so glad that you're here. If you identify as a purpose-led woman who is constantly juggling work, your team, your family, and are familiar with this overwhelming feeling of overload or burnout or exhaustion, then you are in the right place. I have known these feelings intimately. For years, I wore burnout as a badge of honor, believing that it was the price of making an impact. For 15 plus years, I've created programs, communities, and experiences for myself and others, but always neglected my well-being. And in 2024, I experienced burnout that forced me to stop. This time was truly an awakening, which has led me to this revised way of leading, which now I call regenerative leadership. This channel is my offering for purpose-led women like you who would want to move from this place of overwhelm and overload to a more sustainable, burnout-free influence and impact. In this channel, we will explore a revolutionary new way of living and leading, one that is rooted in principles of nature, which remind us that growth isn't linear but cyclical. It reminds us that well-being is the foundation for impact, not a sacrifice. Here you will also discover both spiritual and scientific practices that you can embody in your daily lives that I have embodied in my recovery from burnout, but also from creating experiences in people transformation. Together, we will move beyond the old extractive ways of living and leading to a new way that replenishes, that renourishes us, that actually fills us up as well as our ecosystem. To expand it a little bit more, regenerative leadership for me is a new way of leading life in which we give life to ourselves first so that we're able to give life and energy to others, be it our company, our family, our friends, or the larger ecosystem that we're part of. It replaces the draining cycle of pressure with presence, of depletion with restoration, and this constant overproductivity with sustainable flow. So after years of reflection, I have distilled this philosophy into 3 living pillars that guide what I do. The first one is wholeness and authenticity. This pillar invites us to lead from a place of integrity, from a place of a rooted sense of self. Just like a tree with strong, deep roots, we stand firm on our values and create and lead from a place of trust, from clarity and strength. The second pillar is cyclical growth. It reminds us to honor the different seasons of leadership in life. We might be in a phase where we are rooting, where we are still developing things, or we are blooming, we are sharing, or we are harvesting what we have learned. Whichever phase you're in, they're all valid. And what this reminds us, more importantly, is that for growth to happen, we need to also slow down, to rest, to replenish. The final pillar is sacred contribution, which is all about sharing our gifts in a way that nourishes us as well as the ecosystem we are part of. It invites us to look at leadership as something that pollinates, that cultivates, that regenerates and uplifts the ecosystem we are part of. Now, how do we actually take these philosophical pillars into everyday actions? So every video that you watch here will be linked to a clear outcome that is rooted in these 3 pillars. Together, we will explore your leadership identity, build unshakable self-trust and boundaries that actually protect your power, your time, and energy. Think of it as reclaiming your roots and leading from a place of radical wholeness. Secondly, we will look into sustainable rhythms. Together, we will explore your natural energy cycles, embrace slow living, and create a weekly rhythm or a calendar that protects your precious energy. And finally, we will explore practices that help create burnout-free impact. This is all about sharing your gifts with the world, not from a place of hustle, but deep restoration. We will explore cultivating reciprocal ecosystems and developing your thought leadership so that you're able to influence the world in a way that regenerates you as well as nourishes everyone around you. Here you'll also find wisdom from my homeland, India, both scientifically proven and spiritually rooted practices that we as women have forgotten but are finally reclaiming. And of course, I will share books and other resources from women who have shaped my own journey. So again, if you identify as a purpose-led, visionary woman who is ready to redefine success, one that is both impactful and sustainable, then this channel is for you. To start your journey with me, you can do 3 things. 1, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of these transformative conversations that are going to help redefine you and your life. 2nd, drop a comment and introduce yourself. Tell me what you're hoping to achieve from this channel and what regenerative leadership means to you. And finally, if you're looking for more in-depth resources and a global sisterhood, then I invite you to join my Substack community called Regenerative Women. That is also linked in the bio. I am so excited to walk alongside you as we build this new paradigm for leadership, one that fills us up and regenerates everything that we touch. See you in the next video.